I thought I nailed it until Tarifa said, nope, not today. Learning to kitesurf in Europe's windiest corner during winter is like dating someone with commitment issues. One day it lifts you and the next it slaps you right into your face. Maybe you are still near the start of your journey, or you are already out there looping through the sky. Either way, if you've ever tried to master the water start, you know it's a ride. I am still chasing it. Not a loop, not a jump, just that bloody water start. And this is my story of chasing it through gusts, doubts, seaweed mountains, and 20 seconds of unbelievable happiness.
We go kite, hopefully. Let's see in Palmones. In fact, this is the beach where I will learn the water start and we'll learn how to kite. I'm saying that now because it's gonna be like this.
But no, it was like my kite brain got wiped. I just couldn't keep the kite in the air anymore. After Sardinia, I thought this was easy, but now I was back to fighting the wind like it was my first day. I felt devastated. Ollie thought I'd lost months of progress, and honestly, if it didn't click soon, I wasn't sure how much longer I and he would keep trying. Not how I wanted to end the year, but maybe some years don't ask you to finish strong. Maybe they just ask you to not walk away, because maybe that already will do the trick.
Last sunshine of this year. Have you reflected about anything?
No.
Such a nice spot. Party street. Still completely empty. And in 2 hours it will of course look completely different.
Here in Spain you eat 12 grapes, one for every bell chime at midnight, one wish per month. I tried coming up with mine, but just staying in the game felt enough. We welcomed the new year and headed back to Moos.
This is Sancti Petri, another kite spot. It's much better than Tarifa because there is a lot of flat water and actually let's see if I will learn the water start here. But I'm gonna take a few lessons with a kite teacher because Ollie just is a little upset because I'm not seeming to make progress. I think I am.
But yeah, deep down I felt I really needed this one.
Kite lesson in a minute.
I was full of hope and a bit nervous, but mostly ready.
Unfortunately the wind died. That is kind of annoying. It's kind of sad. Ollie wanted to try some stuff, but I think he is coming back. Hello!
Not much wind.
Not much wind, yes.
I have to keep walking upwind to go again.
Cancelled by the wind. It was frustrating, but not hopeless, because around here you never know what the next day will bring. Next stop, Valdevaqueros. Beginner friendly? Not really. But the wind was coming and I was ready to try again.
Saturday morning, nobody at the kite beach, starting to pick up, and I'm hoping to finally do the water start. It would be so awesome after having taken 2 lessons now. Wouldn't that be great if I would finally be able to do the water start?
That would be really nice.
I think that looks quite good.
Yeah, it's just there's not enough wind right now.
No, but the waves too, I don't think they really look okay.
Well, sure. After already 2 lessons with an actual kite instructor, this just had to work.
Welcome to Valdevaqueros. Will this be the beach where I finally will stand on the board for more than 1 second? I think it could, if the wind picks up a little bit.
But it didn't. At least not here. So we packed up again and drove to Los Lances.
Okay, second try. Not so easy with the wind. The wind died in Valdevaqueros, now looking in Los Lances. Hunting for the wind! Where is it? Looking better. Kites in the air.
Yeah, lots of kites here and it's looking kiteable, so I think we should do it here.
What kite are you taking?
The big one.
The 12. He's gonna let me use this 10, which is nice.
Finally, the wind looked promising, and that scared me because promising means there is something to lose here. So I peeled myself into my 6'5" wetsuit only to find that the waves here at Los Lances were definitely too big for me. 2 big waves, gusty and inconsistent wind. What else could keep a kitesurfing journey on pause?
There's not so much wind, so no kiting possible, but we chose to do this beautiful hike on the coast.
Yes, less favorable than low wind in kitesurfing was no wind. But no wind meant no FOMO, no standing at the beach and watching from afar.
And suddenly there was a horse on the road. A beautiful white horse.
He felt like a messenger. Of what? No idea. But I'd like to think of something really good. But hold up, there were a bunch of more reasons for a kite journey to be on hold. For now though, we just hiked and let the view take over, the sound of our steps, the light bouncing of the hills. The wind came back and so did we. Valdevaqueros again. But this time it wasn't the gusts or the waves holding me back. The wind was wrong direction.
That would have been so great to go out with you.
Would have been in those sand dunes. I put too much water in there, so now it's just like a salt soup.
Yeah, but it still works. It makes the rim smoky and salty. Just how it's supposed to be. Only one kiteboard. I want that to be mine too. I can show you mine. It's beautiful, but it is sitting in the van back. But it could be lying there because it has just been used. He was out and I wasn't. What do you have to say for your defense?
I wish you were there.
That sounds nice.
Not exactly a kite session, but we had sunshine and margaritas. And sometimes that just has to be enough.
In a minute after breakfast, we actually headed to Sancti Petri. Maybe the conditions are perfect for me to just practice on my own and maybe do the water start. Let's see.
Finally, the wind was right. Now it was just me, the kite, the board, and, well, whatever that thing is between ready and oops.
Could you be a bit faster?
Yes, master.
I'm just kidding. Perfect.
My turn, but as you can see, at least 8 times faster.
Getting my wetsuit. Today it may actually happen. Today I might get on the board. It's really flat water. The wind is nice and slow. Perfect. In the wetsuit. Yes. And Ollie has his part printed, right? Cool. Wow, and I love the color, it's just awesome. I was so excited to get in that I forgot to put my bikini on the bottom. Now I have my underwear. Well, yes, it's a good sign because I really cannot wait to get out there. I was out and it again did not work out. I did not do the water start. In fact, today I had some problems to get on the board, even like to get the board in front of me. So I could actually get on. You drag out and then you have to pull the board in front of you. It always like got into the currents and then was just drowning, and then the kite was doing something and I was just then attending the kite instead of the board. The next thing I looked and the board was just like 3 meters away and you can't just walk there. You have to body drag and so many things to figure out.
And part of me wondered, what if I'm just chasing something that I'll never catch?
So it was a beautiful kite day and now we're just waiting. We're going to have a nice pizza night now and yes, hungry. Can't wait to eat them. I'm gonna have some games and showers in the house. That's always really good.
Sure, I was happy and I had made progress. Still, I kept thinking, shouldn't it be easier by now? But there I was, still not quite getting it. And the only way through was to keep showing up. Conil gave us wind, just not the kind you can ride. Kite journey delayed, due to too much wind. Everything was flying, leaves, sand, foam, pants. And yet it was so beautiful. The white beach, the cliffs, the kind of weather that makes you feel like the sea might lift off. No kiting, but at least there was something to fix.
I think Ollie always needs something to fix. If it isn't creating new van parts, like this crate thing, it's fixing kite bars.
Back at our home base, the storm had rearranged everything. Stones where there used to be sand, mountains of seaweed. But storms do that. They shake things loose, they scatter the pieces, and when they finally move on, sometimes they leave just enough space for the light to come back in.
Sunshine! Sunshine is happening. Yes! Finally, sunshine!
This time felt different, like everything I'd learned and failed was quietly building up to this.
Drying kite stuff. Because everything got soaked, of course. Also the back. Now the doors are open and so the sun can come in and dry everything out. It's quite like it's almost high tide. It's only during low tide that the beach stretch over there actually protects the waves from coming in. Always something, I tell you. I had some success. Here in Sancti Petri, I did a lot of water starts, just like getting on the board and then falling back. But I rolled up a lot of times. And sometimes for 5 seconds or something I was even kind of going, but not as I'm supposed to go. I went sideways on the board. That was not correct, of course. Woo! Yeah!
For a few seconds here I was flying, and that was enough to start believing again. And now I was so close to really get it.
I know it would work, yeah.
Yeah, should I get my suit?
We went back out again, and as it turns out, I wasn't the only strange creature on a mission that day. Ollie's beach start here didn't quite go as planned. Maybe it was the wind, maybe it was the waves, or maybe it's just hard to focus when an alien shows up to kite. Anyways, the exercise of the next days paid off.
I nailed the water start, the water start, the water start, the water start. I nailed the water start. I nailed it, I nailed it, I nailed the water start. Yippee! 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 Okay, on the goofy side, I nailed it, kind of. Because I was going like 5 times, about 10 seconds or 20 seconds even, like, and then picking up speed, and then aborting the mission. Because I was just getting so fast, and then I felt like at one point I was hardly touching the ground anymore, like some kind of an aquaplaning was going on, and I was just like almost flying, and then I just kicked the board off, plunged myself back, and...
Did I celebrate quietly? No, I did not.
Behind me you can see all the kite surfers, and I was just one of them. This is where I was doing the water start today, like 10 times, and 5 times I was riding for a long time. It was amazing! I'm at this kite spot where I just yesterday nailed the water start for real, but I nailed it here on this beach.
Alright, anyway.
It's time to get me my own board. The bindings don't go really perfectly, so we had to 3D print adapters, and...
Looks like it.
Yes.
It's holding it in place.
That's great. Yes, so basically it's that blue thing that's holding the screw in place. Cool. Looks awesome.
Back at our parking lot, something had changed. The clouds had lifted, the sea turned turquoise again, and maybe, just maybe, something in me had shifted too. Sometimes it's not a big breakthrough. It's just a soft moment that tells you, you are not in the same place anymore. Next up, and this time for real, Tarifa for kite surfers, Winter Edition. It'll be a different kind of episode, made for everyone wondering what it's like to kite and stay here during winter. We'll cover kite spots, weather, wind, rescue boats, city vibe, and so much more. Tarifa is special, at least to me. I've spent almost a year here if you count all the days, weeks and months. It's my favorite place in the world so far, and I can't wait to show it to you. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe. See you in the next episode. See you on the road. Bye.